saw a McDonald's nugget in there, and it was like probably 20 years old, and it looked just like a nugget you would eat today. I would never do a tile shower. If a customer wants a tile, I got a guy, I'll give you a phone number. There's a lot of companies out there that offer one-day installs. You don't want that. There is a black mold out there that is toxic. That's the one you want to watch out for, but without knowing, why take the chance? And I see in the very corners that they're using grout instead of silicone. I know there's problems.
Hi, and welcome to the Keyconceptspodcast. Today, we're talking about construction and bathroom remodeling. So if you've ever thought about remodeling your bathroom or are in the middle of a remodel, you probably know how confusing it is, how expensive it is, and how frustrating it can be to get everything done right. Today, I'm joined by my special guest, Jason Gailey. He is the founder of Gailey Construction. And Jason, thank you so much for being with us today.
Hey, thank you for having me. This is a pleasure.
Jason, for someone who doesn't know much about construction or know much about what Gailey Construction does, how would you explain it to someone that's hearing about it for the first time?
Well, basically, what I do is I turn something that is either broken and I fix it and make it look amazing. Or if you have something that doesn't look amazing and just want to look amazing, I do that too.
Awesome.
So, my goal is basically to go in a customer's house and put a diamond ring on a house.
Nice. And do you do the whole house or do you specialize in something specifically?
I try to specialize in bathrooms only. I am licensed as a general contractor, so I can do anything I want. But basically, if you keep with one thing, you could really master it and put out a product that is just amazing. So yeah, stick with one thing, master it, and you're not going to have any issues.
Awesome. So it's mostly the bathroom remodels, although you could do more. So if someone was looking to get a full renovation in their house and everything, it would have to depend, right? You would talk to them. But if someone's like, man, my bathroom really needs an uplift, then
sure,
that's what you go to. You go to Gailey Construction for the
it's
bathroom
just, it's just a quick turnaround. I like to do it. It's in and out, less headache for both me and the customers. I've done ADUs, I've done roofs, I've done the whole thing, but I like the bathrooms, My favorite part is actually at the very end when I show the finished product to the customer. That's so rewarding. Yeah.
I'm sure their face lights up. It's probably a 90-day difference. So is it just the bathroom? Is it the toilet as well? The sinks, the cabinets?
So most of what I go in there for is just the wet area only. That's the part that you shower in. But yeah, I do everything. It's top to bottom, paint, trim, floor, toilets, whatever you want.
How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing exclusively bathrooms for about almost 8 years now. And I turn out almost 2 wet areas per week. So yeah, I could do these in my sleep.
Wow, 2 weeks. That means you're very busy. I'm sure it's probably taking a day or two to do each one. Did you have to go through schooling and licensing to get into this field, or?
Well, I was about maybe 19 years old. I joined the union and I went through the apprenticeship program. It took me about 4 years to go through that. I got my journeymanship. And so I became a journeyman carpenter. And I did that for, about 18, 20 years. But you get laid off a lot in the union. So I wanted something that's a little more steady. So that's what got me into the bathrooms and been doing it ever since.
You still got to make the decision. You could have done cabinets. You could have done something else.
Sure.
So how'd you pick that?
I picked this. For one, it's a fast turnaround. And I mastered it. And I figured, okay, I could do a kitchen, but I haven't mastered a kitchen. I know how to make it look good. I know how to do it right. It's going to take me a little bit longer than someone who that's all they do is kitchens. If you're going to hire somebody, just hire someone that specializes in whatever it is that you need done, and you're going to get a great product.
What challenge are you running into where I need help?
The majority of them are tile showers. Anything from, let's say, the early 2000s and older, they're going to have some issues. I could almost bet you $1,000 you rip that wall apart, there's going to be mold behind that wall. There's just going to be.
What causes the tile to leak though? Is it like the seals or something they go bad over time? Like what do you call it? The grout?
A house moves. Wintertime, summertime, maybe the foundation's just settling. The house moves. So when you have a grout line, you're literally got a hard surface and another hard surface. And what binds them together is another hard surface. There's no give. But when a house moves, they're going to get a hairline fracture in there, and that's where you get your mold.
When you rip these old bathrooms out, or the showers and the shower heads and all that good stuff, like what else do you uncover?
A lot of lazy plumbers get in there and do some shoddy work. A lot of times if tearing out a tub, especially upstairs, there's literally plumbing under the tub itself. Like I had to open up the subfloor, reroute the plumbing back into the wall before I could even put my shower pan back down. It gets annoying.
When you're doing the remodels or the upgrades to the showers and everything, do you have to paint the bathrooms as well?
There's actually a way that I could do this, that I could cut out your old system and install the new system just past the scarring that I made from the old system. It's perfect. You don't have to paint your walls or nothing. So I get in, I get out.
Nice.
In 2 days, it's like it's done.
What about if you did have to do paint? Is there specific paint that does protect against mold?
For bathrooms, I recommend a high gloss, more of like a semi-gloss. What that does is it helps repel the water. I go to Home Depot, I get the Bear paint. It's one of my favorites. I get the Marquee. Yeah, the more you spend, the better it is. It almost paints itself.
So there are different types of paint that would repel against mold and water buildup.
Mm-hmm.
With all of the remodels that you've done, which one do you think is your work that you're most proud of, like your favorite remodel?
I have one that probably stands out. It was what's called a California. It's a tub and a shower together. The only thing that really separates it is like a half of a pony wall and then glass. Yeah, I wrapped the entire thing. It was just so much acrylic in that one. It really popped. It was a good color.
When you're on the job, is there any challenges that you normally run into? Any surprises?
Pets. Well, I'm in and out so many times, and if they have a pet like a dog, they just let it run around. I gotta be real careful not to leave the door open. Or yeah, that's probably my biggest challenge. Other than that, staircases. That's not really fun. Really tight areas.
What about a job that didn't go as planned? Was there one that's like, oh man, this is just so frustrating?
Probably the ones that would stand out the most will be the first floor concrete slabs with post-tension cables. So if I have to move the drain or anything's going on, I can't really jackhammer to move my drain where I need to get it. Those are challenging. You got to get a permit for that. You got to find out where the post-tension cables are. Maybe when I first started, I had a few that were challenging, but nothing surprises me anymore.
What about other contractors' work? When you're in there, do you see like some weird types of jobs that other contractors do?
I've done a few where I've done the demo. Saw a McDonald's nugget in there, and it was like probably 20 years old, and it looked just like a nugget you would eat today.
So of all the materials that you could have chose from, you went with acrylic. So why'd you go with the acrylic style versus a different style?
Well, acrylic is, like I said, I started off in the acrylic company. So I got familiar with it. But as I got familiar with it and done so many demos and so many bathrooms, I realized I've never done a demo on an acrylic bathroom. There's a reason for that, you know? So there's that. Tile, I would never do a tile shower. If a customer wants a tile, I got a guy, I'll give you a phone number, but I can't put my name on tile. I'm not going to. I just seen too much.
Is there ever a reason to just do the wet area and not everything else?
Most of the reasons why I go in there are either the systems are really ugly or they're leaking. They're not really looking to spend a lot of money to get the whole thing done. And a lot of customers, they kind of like to get their hands dirty anyway. So, get the roller out there. They have no problem with that. But the wet area, please leave that to a professional.
Is there any like warning signs to know if the work was done good or bad?
If I go in there and I see a beautiful tile job, and I see in the very corners that they're using grout instead of silicone, I know there's problems. That's one of the things I'll look at. I know there's problems.
What are some of the trends that people are asking for right now when they're doing their wet areas? Is there any common like colors or trims or materials that you are often seeing more than others?
Definitely, we're still in the grays. I think we're going to still be in the grays for a while. These are some earth tones right here that you're seeing. I personally like the earth tone. This is the color I chose for my own personal bathroom. It's just something about it. It's just more warm. It feels inviting. But the grays, you just can't go wrong with the grays. You can see the gray over there.
Yeah.
Another one right here. I keep popping this one up. They like the grays the most. And then they use the chrome and brushed nickel. But stainless steel is actually starting to come in popularity.
Wow, stainless steel. During COVID and after COVID, that, now that we're past it, did work slow down or did it like skyrocket during that time?
It was the funniest thing. So before COVID, it was hit and miss. It was pretty slow. soon as COVID hit, it did the exact opposite of what we thought it would do. It was a complete boom. I think what it was is now everybody's working from home. Hey, I'm home. I could finally call someone to come in and do some work. And that really, really worked out for our industry. So if you're a contractor out there and, you know, I think all of contracting, actually, anything that had to do with working on somebody's home, it really boomed. So it was good.
What about like speakers and TVs and other like Internet of Things? Are people asking for that stuff to be installed in their showers now?
Actually, as you mentioned it, we did a walk-in tub for this guy. And I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, man, he doesn't look like the type that would need a walk-in tub. When I got done with the bathroom, I came back to do a little service call. I saw he's got a cigar stand over here. He's got a TV set up because this is my personal jacuzzi, man. My wife leaves me alone. I watch the game. I puff on my cigar, have a shot of whiskey or whatever, and then just enjoys it. So I'm like, yeah. They're really nice. They have the bubbles, the jets, all the good stuff. So.
When you come on site and do the estimation, like what does that process look like? Do you just take a glance and or do you got to check out the pipes or do you got to do other stuff?
Well, most of them, like I said, I've done so many of them. They're just doing the wet area. You give me a good photo and send it to me. I'm already going to know basically what I'm up against. So then when I actually show up to your house, it's already done.
And you can verify what you kind of are seeing in the photo. So that's even simpler. Someone doesn't have to schedule you out to come to their house. They can literally just call you, take a picture, send it to you, and then you will be able to tell them based on the photos, like what's most likely going to happen. Yeah. But there could still be surprises though, right? Whenever you get into the work.
There can be. The surprises I usually run across are not big enough for me it's just more of like, oh dang, that took up an extra hour or whatever. Maybe a couple extra fittings for the plumbing or something, but it's not a super big deal. It's not.
For someone to be successful as a contractor, and more specifically, the wet area of the shower or the bathroom, what qualities do you think makes that person successful?
You definitely have to be able to be patient. You need attention to detail. This work is very tedious. Obviously, the demo is really quick. Anybody can do demo. But when it comes to putting it back together, you got to be one of those people that are just, I don't want to say slow, but attention to detail. Yeah. Definitely want to have attention to detail.
When you're dealing with all these customers, I mean, everybody kind of has different personality type and some are more nicer than others. So is there a common challenge that you have to run into or that you do run into with customers?
I've had this one guy that was upset with the previous contractor, took it all out on me. The moment I walked in there, I come in there with a smile on my face. I got a good attitude. And this guy just went kaboom. I was like, whoa, dude. That was probably the closest I've been to actually walking out on somebody. But I understood that, hey, he's not frustrated at me. He is definitely frustrated though. And I took care of the guy and he apologized. He gave me a water. He gave me a tip. Completely different guy by the time I was done. So that was cool that I was able to calm him down and give him a better product in the end. So, yeah.
If you could time travel and go back in time and give yourself any piece of advice when you were just starting out in this industry, what would that be?
Yeah, just don't give up. Just keep pushing. You got this.
Just do it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Don't think too much. Just do it. It'll all work itself out. Okay, cool. Just do it. That's great. Good advice. I mean, that's oftentimes people get in the way of their own success. So just do it. Don't
overthink it. Don't overthink it. Just do it. I do overthink things a lot. I'm actually, now that I'm thinking about it. And that does slow me down because I want it to be perfect the first time. You know, it's like, no, just do it. It'll work itself out. You'll figure things out and you got to have a learning curve, you know?
If someone's on the fence about doing a bathroom remodel right now and they're listening to this episode, what would you tell them?
Obviously, if it's something leaks, maybe they don't really have the funds for something. The acrylic is a little on the high end. Like I said, I keep my overhead low so I could compete with the lower cost materials that are out there. So there are some people that can get their foot in the door with some acrylic with me than they would with other companies. But if they're on the fence and I can't get them off the fence, maybe I'm not doing a good job selling, you know. I'm better at installing, trust me. I'm not really good at selling, but I'm trying. Maybe I get a good sales guy or something to, knows how to kick people off fences. We'll see.
Where can people find your contact information, your social media handles, your websites, and everywhere else to get in contact with you?
So the website will be www.gaileyconstruction.com. My personal number is all I'm using so far. I will have a business line here pretty soon. It's 916-868-1170. Again, that's 916-868-1170. Or you can find me at Gailey Construction on Facebook. And you get a few more of my photos on there. You see some of the jobs that I've done as well.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll get that in the description. We'll get that popped up on the channel. So there'll be cool people that want to check out more. They can go to the website, check out your socials, give you a text message to get started. And if they're in the Sacramento area, great, because that's the area that you service. Jason, is there any topic or area about bathroom remodels that we haven't covered that you wanted to dive deeper into?
There's a lot of materials out there. You got tile, you got granite, you got quartz, obviously acrylic. People do want the best of the best, but they also want a bargain. Well, that over there that's quartz, but it's not really quartz. It looks just like quartz, but you're not spending thousands of dollars on a quartz slab. You're not hiring 3 guys to hang this one panel on the wall. It's just me. But these things look and feel just like the real thing. They're a lot cheaper. In my opinion, I would say they're better because of the hypoallergenic factor of it. They're a smooth surface. They're easy to clean. Quartz, granite, stuff like that, you would have to put a seal on it. You got to maintain them. This is very low maintenance. I like this stuff. I'm like I said, I put it in my own bathroom. So,
is there any other good feedback, tips, maintenance with showers in general that people may not know about?
I would probably, if you have a tile shower system, I would definitely call, I don't know who would do it, but they have a moisture meter that would come out and read the moisture meter to the walls and find out what's going on behind the walls.
So the moisture meter, is that to check if there's water buildup behind it? And if there is, that's a good sign that there's mold back there. So that's a good tip. If someone's also on the fence, hey, just get it checked out.
I'm actually going to invest myself into a moisture meter. So that's going to be one of the tools I put in my toolbox when I'm doing an estimate. Hey, I'm on a fence. We're hey, we'll stick this meter on there. Just find out what's going on behind the wall.
Yeah. When there is mold, what are the side effects that people will get from that?
There are some toxic molds out there. Not all molds are toxic. They could be black and not toxic, but there is a black mold out there that is toxic. That's the one you want to watch out for. But without knowing, why take the chance? Just rip the whole thing out. And when I do my shower systems, I don't leave anything behind. I literally strip it down to the studs. Nothing is left behind. Everything is built back up with brand new products. Yeah, if I'm going to be putting a lifetime warranty and my name on it, I'm going to make sure it's good stuff, So.
Yeah. No, that's good to know. That's good to know that, hey, there could be mold back there, whether it's toxic or not. You still don't want to take the chance.
Yeah.
So just get it taken care of. Awesome. Jason, thank you so much for joining us today on this episode of the Keyconcepts podcast. It was super interesting to learn more about the construction, the acrylic, the convenience of it, and everything else that you do. So I appreciate you coming on and sharing that with us.
Thank you for having me on. This has actually been a good experience for me.
For the viewers out there, I think the biggest takeaway from this episode is that bathroom remodeling is not just about how it looks. It's about how it's built, how it lasts, and how well it protects your home. So thank you for watching this episode of the Keyconcepts podcast, and we'll catch you on the next one.
All right.
Cool.